Hello students, and today we are going to discuss the 10th board solutions with the paper which took place on 26 to 2024, and we are going to discuss set number 2 of English language and literature, and let's see how many sections are there. So there are 4 sections. The very first section is reading skills, second is grammar and creative writing skills, and section C is literature. And as per the instructions, you guys must be knowing that what you have to do. So first we are going to solve reading skills section, and in reading skills we are having 2 passages. Okay, we are going to read them first and then we are going to discuss the solutions for the same. So the very first passage is related to energy, fossil energy and the solar power energy. So now let's start reading the passage. Let's start reading. First paragraph says, fossil fuels are our most traditional sources for power generation. The energy that's produced from any source other than fossil fuels is termed as alternative energy. Between the two sources, using alternative energy has a lower environmental impact. Second paragraph, we now know that alternative energy sources are the sources we use to supplement or even replace traditional energy sources used for power generation. You could almost say the same thing about renewable energy sources, but there is one subtle difference between the two. All renewable resources fall under the category of alternative energy sources, but it doesn't work the other way around. That's because renewable energy sources are derived from naturally replenished sources or processes of earth such as the sun, wind and water. We refer to these resources as renewable or sustainable since, unlike fossil fuels, this natural occurring continual renewable makes them inexhaustible. However, alternative energy sources are exhaustible and therefore not renewable. That's the difference. So, as per the first 3 paragraphs we are just read, we are talking about different types of energies and how they are being reused. Okay, जैसे कि हमें बोला जाता है कि we need to reuse the energies in a different manner so that they are not being wasted from this energy from the sun, wind, water. Okay, so the 4th paragraph says the equipment necessary to harness energy from alternative sources used to be so expensive that it was not practical for consumer use. However, thanks to increased demand, more experienced energy developers, competitive supply chains, improved renewable technologies and enhanced energy efficiency capabilities, that's no longer the case. Basically, इन सभी energies को जब हम renew करते हैं उसके लिए हमें बहुत सारे equipments लगते हैं. So the 4th paragraph is explaining you about that they were so expensive to buy for a normal consumer, but as per the technology has been increased day by day, so we are now having the solutions for the same. What does 5th paragraph explains to you? When it comes to energy efficiency, the leader of the renewable energy pack is wind energy. Behind wind comes geothermal energy, hydropower, nuclear energy and then solar power. Wind power serves both individuals and entire communities. It is versatile and can be produced from small scale windmills and wind turbines on residential properties. It can also be produced from large-scale offshore wind farms in the ocean. We generate geothermal power by tapping into underground reservoirs of hot water and steam. Geothermal electricity can directly heat and cool buildings. Generated from the energy of moving water, hydroelectricity is produced when water behind a dam causes turbine blades to move as it follows through an intake. The turbine blades then rotate a generator to produce electricity that is sent to powerhouses. Nuclear energy is created in the form of heat through the fission process of atoms. The initial fission process creates energy and triggers a chain reaction that repeats the process and generates more energy. In nuclear power plants, the heat that fission produces creates steam. The steam then rotates the turbine, which leads to the production of electricity. Solar power most commonly refers to the use of solar cells to create energy on a small scale. You may see a few solar panels on the house's roof used to produce energy for just that one home. On a larger scale, you may see a solar farm used as a power plant to produce electricity for its consumers. Okay, so as we know, the last paragraph states that solar powers, solar energy, these days we can just see that the homes are using the energies to produce electricity. Okay, so this was your very first passage which just came into your board exams which just took place today, and now we are going to discuss the answers for the same passage. So answer the following questions based on the above passage. First question was, which of the following statements best describes the difference between renewable energy source and alternate energy sources? The four options which were given to you were: alternative energy sources are more expensive than renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources are inexhaustible, whereas alternate energy sources could be exhaustible. Third option was, alternative energy sources are as renewable energy sources. Fourth one, renewable energy sources are exhaustible but alternative energy sources are inexhaustible. So, the correct answer is B, that renewable energy sources are inexhaustible, whereas alternate energy sources could be exhaust. Okay. So, the correct answer for the very first question is option number B. So, students, the second question was, what is the tone of the writer in the given lines from para 4? Rationalize your response in about 40 words. You were supposed to write this answer in about 40 words. So, what were the lines? However, thanks to increased demand, more experienced energy developers, competitive supply chains, improved renewable technologies and enhanced energy efficiency capabilities, that's no longer the case. So, what was the tone of the writer? The writer who wrote this particular passage, वो इस लाइन में आपसे क्या बोलना चाहता है? What is his tone? So, the answer is the writer seems relieved. Now he is relaxed. कि before the sources were very costly, but due to the technology and due to people, now the prices are getting renewed. To find that the prices of renewable energy have now dropped, which was earlier expensive because of the reason like increased demand, competition in the market, improved and highly developed technologies. He is thankful for the changes because renewable energy is better for the environment and is inexhaustible. Okay. So, the third question is, complete the sentence appropriately. In the past, alternative energy sources were not used much by the consumers because, हमने अभी previous answer देखा, okay, it is quite related to that. In the previous answer, we were telling that now the prices of the renewable energy are lower, that's why people are using them. And why they were not using them before? Because they used to be very expensive, okay. The fourth question was, the passage includes some words that are opposite of each other. From the sets A to E below, identify two sets of antonyms. आपको यहाँ पर antonyms बताने थे, two words which are very opposite. Okay. So, the correct answer is B and E. Okay. A is generate and produce. They both are same. Next is exhaustible and inexhaustible. Third option is subtle and versatile. Fourth one, power and energy. Fifth, sustainable and exhaustible. So, of course, exhaustible and inexhaustible are antonyms. Next, sustainable and exhaustible, they both are also antonyms. So, the correct answer is both B and E. Fifth one, who is the leader of renewable energy pack and why? So, wind energy is the leader of the renewable energy pack because it serves both individual and entire communities. It is versatile and can be produced on both small scale and large scale. हम wind energy को दोनों ही scales पे produce कर सकते हैं. We have read this particular paragraph on wind energy in the passage just now. The sixth question is, based on the reading of the passage, examine in about 40 words the difference between geothermal electricity and hydroelectricity. आपको इस particular question में difference बताना था in about 40 words. So, what is the difference? Geothermal electricity is generated by tapping into the underground reservoirs of hot water and steam, whereas hydroelectric power is generated from the moving water. Okay. Geothermal electricity can be used to directly heat and cool buildings, and hydroelectricity is sent to power homes. Okay. Now, the next question was, what is the message conveyed by the passage? So, passage के through हमें क्या message मिल रहा है? The options are, first option, only those energy sources should be used which are renewable. Second option, wind energy is a renewable as well as inexhaustible source of energy. Third option, there are plenty of renewable energy sources that can be used to replace traditional energy sources. Fourth one, alternative energy sources are the emerging energy trends and are still evolving. So, the correct answer for the seventh one is option number C. There are plenty of renewable energy sources that can be used to replace traditional energy sources. Okay, the last question for the passage is, state whether the following statement is true or false with reference to the given extract. Hydroelectricity as a renewable energy source is used for residential as well as commercial purposes. It's false. Hydroelectricity is not used as a renewable energy for residential as well as commercial purposes. Okay, this was all about your first passage. Now we are going to read the passage number 2. Okay, read the passage given below. Mango is Asia's most popular fruit and it has gained popularity around the world. It has long been a component of culture and religion as a useful and tasty fruit. In addition to taste, it has many good qualities, thus making it to be called as king of fruits. As we all know that mango is the king of fruits. Okay. Major mango growing states in India include Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Bihar, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh are the leading states in mango production. Second paragraph, mango is grown in an area of 5.58 million hectares of area in the world. India is the largest producer of mangoes with 46.2 and 45.88% of the total world area and production, respectively. However, India, being the major shareholder in terms of mango production, exports only 0.52% of its total production, indicating the huge gap in exporting of mangoes. Peru export about 46%, Thailand 24%, Mexico 18% and Brazil 11% of their total mango production. These countries are the bigger challenges for Indian mango exports. Hence, efforts are needed to evolve cheap transportation mechanism, increase the trade agreements with major importing countries and enhance the productivity. The third paragraph states that the top importing country is United States of America. However, India exports only 2% of its total exports to the USA. The USA, European countries, the UK and Malaysia and Russia can be the other hotspots where India can target export the mangoes. The critical issue for exporting to the USA is transportation cost and limited shelf life of mango, while for Europe, transportation cost as well as competition by African countries are the major hurdles. Okay, so basically in all the three paragraphs we are talking about import and export of mangoes and how and where they are being produced more. Okay, so the main production of mangoes is in India. Okay, but the export is low. So this is a following chart which shows the major export destinations of Indian mangoes in 2019 to 2020. Okay, so these are the names of the countries and percentage जो कि आपको already paper में mentioned था. And now let's discuss the question answers related to this particular passage. So, answer the following questions based on the passage above. Complete the following analogy appropriately based on your understanding of para 1. We can say that for becoming the king of the jungle, lion has to be the strongest, bravest and fairest. Similarly, mango is known as the king of the fruits because it had long been a component of our culture. बहुत सालों से mango हमारे culture में है. It is and religion and as a useful and it is being used as a very tasty fruit. We all love mango. and so that's why it is known as the king of the fruits. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate option from those given in brackets based on your understanding of para 2. The statement that India is the largest producer of mangoes with 45.88% of the total world production can be attributed to Indian orchidist is a fact. Okay, it is a fact. Okay, because it is an objective detail. Basically, this detail is being given to you that how much percentage of mangoes are being produced in India and how much are being exported out of India. So, this is a fact and an objective detail. Hope. The next question is justify the following in about 40 words. अब आपको इसका आंसर पूरे 40 words में लिखना था. So, let's see what is the question. India, being the major shareholder in terms of mango production, exports only 0.52% of its total production. So, how will you justify this particular answer? That it indicates a huge gap in exporting of mangoes. Okay, there is a very vast gap where India is being exporting mangoes. Hence, efforts are needed to evolve cheap transportation mechanism. हमें और ज़्यादा efforts करने चाहिए by the way of cheap transportation mechanism, increase in trade agreements with the importing countries that can enhance the productivity. Next question is, based on the table, which 3 countries were at par with each other in terms of mango import, not export but mango import from India in 2019 and 2020. Okay, so it was USA, Europe and Kuwait. Okay. Next question was, fifth one is, the top mango importing country is the USA. However, India exports only 2% of its total export to the USA. State any one inference that can be drawn from this. ऐसा क्यों? Why we are not giving mangoes, why we are not exporting mangoes to USA? Because of the critical issue of the exporting is transportation cost due to the sea import. Okay, transportation cost बहुत ज़्यादा है due to sea route की वजह से. That's why we are not exporting. We are just having that import process from USA. So, the sixth question is, in the given sentence taken from para 2, select the option that correctly replaces the underlined word with its likely antonym. So, these countries are the bigger challenges for Indian mango exports. So, you were asked for the antonym of the word challenges. So, the antonym of the word challenges, let's read first the options. Option number A, enigmas. Option B, solution. Option C, provocations, and option D, disputes. So, the correct answer is the antonym of challenges is solution. Okay. Seventh one, why is India described as the largest producer of mangoes in the world? हम इंडिया को क्यों मैंगोज का सबसे लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर मानते हैं? दिस आंसर वाज टू बी रिटन बाय यू गाइज इन 40 वर्ड्स. So the answer is India produces around 20 million tons of mango annually and produces 40.48% of the total world mango production. India is the largest producer of mango. Uttar Pradesh ranks first in highest productivity. The last question was, which of the following is the main takeaway from the study mentioned in the passage? Here are 4 options and you are just going to mention that what is the main point, what was that particular main crucial point mentioned in the passage which describes the whole passage. So, the option A is, India needs to produce more mangoes so that more can be exported. Option B, the UAE imported most mangoes from India in 2019 and 2020. India is the largest producer of mangoes and by putting in more efforts has the potential to be the largest exporter too. Last option is, more study is needed to find ways to increase the export of mangoes from India. So, the correct option for the last question is, India is the largest producer of mangoes as we all know, and by putting in more efforts has the potential to be the largest exporter too if India puts its potential together.